completely different.
Well, two honks and Kim just messing around. You'll never know what they talk about on two honks. Two honks and Kevin.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
Like, what is your go-to? Like, are you posting the mic
Yes.
up, or like, what is
Tell
your
me
go-to
how.
to make this basket? I think that's what we want to play this out. Let's go.
All right. So I thought about this. And so my go-to would at first would be I would go to the post only because I could back in, I could get some dribbles against him, and I've got moves, man. You guys haven't seen that.
Yeah, you've got moves that Michael Jordan has never seen. Oh my!
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
You might hear something about the NBA. Maybe they'll just make your day on two honks and Kevin. It's sports and life and family too. Let's all listen to two honks and a Kevin.
Yeah. Just crap my pants.
All right. Third. Dude, I was laughing so hard. I listened to that 10 times today. And I laughed and cried every single time.
Dude, I listened to it a couple times the next day because when Kevin came in with that laugh, dude. Even when my mom said something to me, she was like, "Oh my gosh, I was laughing so hard at you guys."
That was awesome, man. Like it took everything for me to just hold it. Jared was serious, man. Like that was awesome, man.
He was so confident in his statement, and then just Kevin killed it.
Well, it was so funny because like I had this thought, like when he literally said, "Well, I'm gonna back him down." Like I wanted to laugh then, and I was like, "No, I don't want to be disrespectful for my boy." You know, I appreciate a dream. And then Kevin was like, "Nope," bah! Just started busting out laughing. Shout out to Jared. He's not even here to defend himself.
That's probably why my number one podcasting moment right there is that one right there.
Oh yeah,
number one. That's gonna be it right now.
And then when Richard silenced him, he was like, "Oh, Jared can come back later." I was like, "Whoa, dude! I thought you were serious."
Blake said, "Are you serious?"
Yeah, I did. Oh man! So if anyone's listening that don't know what we're talking about, you gotta go back to last week and check out the podcast. It was we had some pretty funny moments on there.
The basic premise of it was you had a choice where you could get $5 million for making 1 out of 10 shots against Michael Jordan, and if you don't make one, you can't listen to music ever again.
Yeah, you know the point that I made that was probably, if I have to compliment myself, that made the most sense was how many shots can you hit without him guarding you?
Yeah,
you get 10 shots from the outside so. Let's just say you just hit 50% of them. Okay, well now you only have 5 chances with someone.
Oh man, Jared's a 90% 3-point shooter. Apparently, I don't know. Dude.
Why is he not on the Pacers? Why is he not?
I don't know.
Let it rain.
That's right.
I mean, my boy's got confidence, and I ain't mad at him.
Yeah.
I need to go play with him. He'll probably tear it up.
He probably will.
I mean, he's got height and stuff, and he is a good basketball player. But yeah, I just, oh man, dude, that was fun.
So I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about the music part. Is the music just like listening to music in general, or will you not be able to hear music in movies? You can't hear music in games. Like you can't hear music at all.
That'd be interesting.
I think that would be a whole lot different of a scenario, whereas you just can't turn on the radio and hear music, you know?
So,
but it's still the money is the chance, right? You're looking at the money. Like, is it worth it? $5 million worth not hearing music the rest of your life?
I mean, not being
Yeah.
able to watch a movie and hear the music in the movie, like to see what's going on. Like you could never do that again if you don't do it.
I'm still taking a bet, man.
Are you
I'm taking a bet. Like,
I'm letting him
regardless,
fly.
I think
Now,
all
keep
of
in
us
mind,
still
this
taking a
is
bet.
Jordan. This is Jordan in his prime. This isn't Jordan walking off the golf course today. This is Michael
Right.
Jordan who will hit you in the liver rather than let you get that shot off.
That is true. Hey, the Jordan today would do the same thing.
Oh, he certainly would.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think there's any
Yeah.
difference. Yeah. Oh man.
I think we're still trying though, regardless. It is what it is. That was awesome, man. That was an awesome setup for today.
Yep, that was fun. Good job piecing that together, Rich. I couldn't wait because I was like, he's gonna do something. He's gonna do something with that soundbite.
That's unofficial.
All right.
So what's up?
I guess we can kind of just get right into today's fun topic of Texas,
Nice.
home of Joe Rogan.
Texas and Mississippi, right?
Yeah, Mississippi was right behind, and I'm like, anything Mississippi does, if they're leader of the pack-in, I don't think you should be following that.
I expect that out of Mississippi.
Yeah, like kind of are like Mississippi, definitely.
So I'm assuming you're thinking it's too early to make the masks. Whatever. You don't have to wear them.
Yeah, not 100%. I mean, look, like anything else, it should slowly be, stripped away. Especially with progress finally being made, and they're talking about having to be careful because of the variants being introduced now.
Well, the numbers never I know we got a vaccine and stuff, right?
Yeah.
The vaccine's not available for us, our age group. The numbers haven't leveled out, right? And we're literally this started about this time last year, right?
Yeah.
All the hardcore stuff started this time last year. Just thinking common sense wise, you still at least even if the vaccine works out well, you at least got a year, to me anyway, until it's all right. And then people still are not going to feel. There's always going to be people. There's some people that are never going to feel comfortable anymore without this. You know what I'm saying? There's facilities that never are going to be more comfortable without this. So, I mean, it is what it is. Our work sent out an email today, not in FedEx facilities, still
Yeah.
mask on, no
Yeah,
matter where you are, no matter what the state says.
You read the news articles, and there are plenty of comments in there, people from Texas that despise this move. And they know it is. They know what it is for what it is. It's someone trying to disguise the hype of what just happened a couple weeks ago in Texas, and trying to get some extra votes for when his time is up. So it's just not. Look, whether or not the time comes for masks and all that to go away, there should never be an appropriate time for you just to rip the Band-Aid off, right? Because that's basically what he did. Everything's open 100%, no masks, no nothing. Let's just go back to things the way they were, right? Which is okay. I guess when you have 500 million people dead, I guess that's cool.
I don't think it's gonna be that many.
500 million people have died.
500 million?
I'm sorry, 500,000 people have died.
I was gonna say. I mean, yeah, I don't know, dude. We've been going around and around about this for a year, so we don't know the truth. We still don't. We don't know all of last year how much was said and what was done for political gain. I mean, that obviously played a toll in it with the whole freaking presidential campaign. I mean, I don't know, dude. I just listen. It's simple. If you're scared and you're old and you're in the top of who it can affect the most, wear a mask. Just do it. I guess. But listen, you can't tell people to. I'm just kind of over you're being told what to do, where to do it. You're shutting down businesses, but you're leaving other businesses open. It just, I don't know, man. I feel like it's done more harm on those that it hasn't affected than it has those. I've said it 100 times. I'm still sincere about it. I know people that have died that have gotten it. It's horrible, but dang, like you also got people losing their minds. I mean, we talk about it all the time about the basketball players. They're losing their minds. They're like, this is crazy. Do you know who was it? Just the guy that just got knocked out, that got knocked out by Michael Chandler? He just now got back home like a week ago because of all these crazy protocols that he had to do, like after the fights. And like, I think he lives in a different country too, so that doesn't help. But he was talking like, he's like, I'm about to go crazy. He's like, I'm a month in, because of all the testing and all the quarantining and so I don't know, man. I guess I sympathize with both sides, but I don't know. I guess Florida's been open, I mean, so it's not like Texas is the first state, right?
I don't think Florida ripped the Band-Aid off like Texas did. Like they've have more relaxed rules in place, but I don't think they're where Texas is going.
I just almost wish they would just say, hey, we're not going to tell you not to wear them, but be smart about it.
That just means nobody's going to wear them.
Well, then so be it. Let the people make the decision, right? Just like we do every day with every other decision. Let us make the decision. Rather wear a mask or not wear a mask, or go out and not go out. I mean, that's our freedom, right? Nothing.
No, I was trying to make a good example for you.
Yeah. No, I mean, go ahead. I mean, I get it, but
I mean, what's the bigger freedom? The right to a mask or the right to live? I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, look, it's
there's no guarantee you're going
to. Well, 500,000 people have died. So yeah, I mean,
but they've died of the flu too, and they've died of suicide, and they've died. I mean, all that stuff.
Nope, not as much. I mean, 500 million people died. Maybe 20 or 500,000 people died. Maybe 20,000 people a year die of the flu.
I don't know. I don't know the numbers.
Equation of the two. That's the problem, is that people making these statements don't understand the statement that they're making. Right? If you look at the science behind it, it's obviously more deadly. And we've done these things, right, to protect ourselves. And yet people are still dying, and people are still getting sick, and people are still doing the long haul situation where you get COVID and you still are sick for months on end from whatever, right? So imagine if we just did nothing. Can you imagine the chaos? We talk about people with no money and mom and dad's not able to provide for the parents. But what about the parents, the kids that don't have, or the moms and dads that aren't there for their kids? What about the ones that are dead now, or that would die? Like this, it's just
yeah. But I mean, the mask. I mean, they still got sick
all over the masks.
Do what?
Where we're at is because we got to wear masks so people can die. So people, have to die because. I don't think anyone that doesn't want to wear a mask thinks that they're going to immediately kill somebody. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, the problem is that it's about the domino effect. It's not about how it's going to affect you. It's how it's going to affect the person 3 to 6 degrees from you. That's the thing. That's what people don't think about, is they just think about the immediate problem. It's like, if you don't wear a mask, then you affect somebody, then you affect somebody else. Next thing you know,
that is if you're sick. That is if you're sick, right? I mean, no different than
if you don't have those rules in place, people don't care. How many times a year, how many times do you see people in your workplace going to work anyways when they're sick? And it's not even COVID. You see them going in anyways because they're the man, or they're strong or whatever. That's the same crap you're going to have with the masks.
But nowadays, when someone gets sick, I mean, it's like, go away from me. Don't ever talk to me. It's like they got the plague or something, Right. So
that's the whole problem too. And this is also why you have the mutations that you have, right? And it's not just about COVID how it is now; it's how it could be. And that's why you do these things. That's why you have these measures. It's not about stopping what is now; it's about stopping what could be.
But isn't that what we've been doing? And,
right.
I mean,
that's my point, and that's why we're talking about Texas. And we're saying, oh, well, let's just rip off the masks. And then we're saying, well, let's not wear a mask. Well, what about my freedom? And it's like, well, what about the freedom for people to live and not be sick and not, have to worry?
Well, I mean, I guess that's why I say then those are the people that are, that are in the majority that are getting sick and dying from these, whether it be elderly or, bad health or whatever. Like
It's
I
not
said,
so-
those are the ones that need to
People are
protect
dying.
yourself.
But that
Do what?
people are dying there are perfectly healthy people that are dying. We're acting like it's
Very, 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 very few.
but it
I
doesn't
mean,
matter. Those
Like
people deserve
you're
to live.
talking 1%.
It doesn't matter. Those people still deserve to live. And by people saying,
Well, yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a million ways to die, though, Richard. I mean, there's there's
Right.
thousands of ways, and I'm sure
Right.
there's a bigger percentage of me driving to work than
sure.
getting COVID and dying.
Well, then let's
So
not wear a
it's-
seatbelt. Let's continue.
I guess that's. I mean, that's really someone's choice. Like that is literally someone's choice.
So here's the question: Is it fair for the vulnerable people not to be protected? That's the question. Is it fair for the
They are
vulnerable
protected.
people? How are they protected?
The person that wants to wear the mask or wants to stay home, they are protecting themselves, just like I protect myself.
Absolutely, but the percentage that goes up when they go past the carrier, though, right? So we're trying to see what they're trying to eliminate is the percentage. Like, hey, let's say you're the carrier, I'm the vulnerable person. Like my percentage that goes up like 100%. Let's say my percentage that goes up 100% if both of us wear a mask, but it's 50% if you don't wear your mask.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
All right,
I
there we
get
go.
it.
Yeah, I had to
get
break
it.
it down. Yeah, I had
Yeah.
to break it down. Like so
Yeah.
it's one of those things. It's like
It's safer for both of us if we both wear one.
absolutely, but you want the vulnerable people need to be protected. But like it's a big allergy. You know what I'm saying? You got to think of it
Right.
like that. Like you're not allergic to it. Some people might be.
I get it.
You know.
I get
That's
it.
what I'm trying to wrap it up like that. Like make
Yeah.
it easier on everybody.
Yeah. Like I said, we've gone round and round with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and it's a fun debate or whatever. I don't know. It's all about whose story you heard last. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
So my question is, all right, when like a state like Texas, like I know everything's ruled by their own central government, right? So what happens if like Texas was become a hot spot and it starts spilling over into these other states? Do they do anything?
what do you mean? Say that again.
Like so say Texas is this hot spot and it starts spilling into like it starts affecting Oklahoma, it starts affecting New Mexico, Arizona, everything that touches their border. Then what? Like, does the federal government come in and like, hey, you guys gotta contain this? Like, what happens then? Like, I guess I don't know. Like, when
I don't
does
know
the
either.
United States government step in and try to control Texas?
Yeah, like how bad do the numbers have to get? Like if they do go bad.
Absolutely.
That's interesting to
would they have to claim it like because you know how when they have storms and stuff like is a state of emergency type thing or what? Like
I don't know.
That would be a fair question. Like if
Yeah.
they can do whatever they want, I'm not going to Texas. Like I'm just working out here.
It sounds like well, of course I listen to Rogan a lot, but it sounds like that's the hot spot now. Like people are going from LA to Houston now. So so that's kind of interesting in itself. But
That's
not
because
just
of,
Houston,
like
but
tax
Texas.
stuff and stuff, right?
Well, that and just honestly, they're tired of kind of being controlled. I mean, you got to think about how many businesses got shut down in LA. So you got all these people are just like, well, crap, I'm gonna take my talents elsewhere if you're not gonna, let me open up or whatever. So
Right,
and some of the rules were just ridiculous, like to where in LA they couldn't have
they
outdoor
were
dining.
really
But in New
Yeah, they
York,
really
they
should.
could when it's freezing outside. It's just that's the stuff that makes me mad. When really that's beside the COVID stuff, right? It's the little things like that have bugged me from day one. It does not make sense. I can go to Target, but I can't go to mom and pop shop. I can go to O'Charlie's, but I can't. This place can't stay open because they've had a limit to only takeout or whatever, right? Like it just we all know those stories. I hate for the people that built the business and their whole life has been ruined because of this disease. I mean I feel sorry for those that get sick and die, but I feel sorry for those that have survived it as well. So or that didn't affect him or whatever. So it's just a crack. It's just.
I think
It's just
really a lot
sucks.
of that too is, the government having like a massive failure in being prepared and able to help.
The way it was handled.
Yeah, and that's why this round of stimulus money, Biden said, your company has to be in this, this state financially for you to even take the money. Like you can't, if you make more than this, if your company makes more than this amount per year, don't even bother applying for this loan because you can't get it. And I feel like that's probably where it should have been at.
That's where it should have been.
But why didn't
they
do that originally? Because there was places like Amazon and all the big companies, they benefited not only off of the stimulus money, but their stock went up, and like everybody orders from Amazon now and stuff like that. Like that's so unfair, but like
yeah,
Sherry's corner florist couldn't get any of that money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because companies
Richard
$1 billion.
Yeah.
Richard, do you think there's anything to that though? The fact that this event has helped grow the bigger businesses.
I think it's a.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think it's amazing.
Do you think that's governmentally controlled or whatever?
I it's the thing. It's like it's the people in power. They're the ones that typically benefit from these kind of things, right? Whether it is your big companies, and it is, you see all these big tech companies also are doing really well right now. Whether it's Zoom, Microsoft, all these companies, Amazon, they're all just magically doing really well. And, where, like you just said, the small, mom and pop stores can't even do anything. And it just kind of, like, it's about who you know, right? If you can, put your ear in if you can have a lobby, right, go to the government and say, hey, everybody should be able to have this money, and you have that kind of power, right? But that's the whole lobbying thing, right? That's why these senators and House representatives get paid money by these companies so that these things fall through the cracks like this. And you have to think that's probably one of the things where they said, no, don't take any of that stuff out. And it probably was your companies, your lobbying companies, like your Amazon and your other, maybe Walmart or whoever took money. I'm not accusing, I don't know for sure, but it's just like, it's, it all seems to kind of be a weird coincidence. As well as, there are other things like pharmaceuticals, right? I remember years ago, there was something they were trying to pass through the government where, pharmaceuticals like medications had to be cheaper, and it was blocked somehow. And then you learned that all of these Democrats and Republicans got paid hundreds of thousands of dollars by pharmaceutical companies.
God, it's so dirty.
That's why, like, it's not.
It's so dirty.
The whole thing is dirty, right? It's because we live in this society where capitalism fails us, right? Capitalism is supposed to be about the company that treats the customers the best is the one that's going to thrive. Technically, that's the idea behind capitalism. However, when those companies can then go to, the government officials to get their way, the whole thing is disrupted.
That's why I feel like people are so like jaded. Like they're so passionate about one side or another when neither side cares about you. You know what I'm saying? Like
it was Republicans and Democrats that took the money. Cory Booker took $100,000. There was a couple, and his name sticks out to me because I was really surprised when I read his name.
Who's that?
Cory Booker. He's a Democrat. He supposedly cares about the people. You know? And so it's like I was really surprised to see that a Democrat took money from big pharmaceuticals, and not long after that shot down a bill that would have helped people get medication. So it's like, well,
it just seems also
right there. It doesn't matter who's in office. Like, you could be bought.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's the thing. You can be bought. Like no matter how much you make, everybody wants to make more. We've talked about that before. It's just, it's scary, man. There's so much power in that money. It's so weird. Like how it makes you wonder. It's like, is it designed this way? Like, is it Are we supposed to
it
long?
absolutely is.
Is
You
this
know what I'm
supposed to,
saying?
we long for that dollar. Like
Yeah.
listen, dude, I've talked to people in every walk of life and it does not matter. Like they all want more. It was funny. There was a guy drove by me the other day and he had a Porsche like SUV and he drove by me and I just go, I wonder how long the buying of that vehicle lasted.
Yeah.
The joy of the joy of that car. I wonder how long it lasted because I bet it lasts just as long as one of my new cars. You know what I'm saying? I'm already over the van. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Although here's the story about the van, there was really no joy in buying it. Like,
Yeah, I'm still stressed out about it. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
every time I flush my toilet now, I'm really happy. So
Yeah, I bet
Every time you do it, it goes
$20,000,
cha-ching,
$21,000.
cha-ching.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, how's that GoFundMe account going anyway?
Absolutely.
I got no love, not a single penny.
Whenever I tell anybody about it, they go, "Oh man," and that's the extent of GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, we're thinking about you. We're sorry, man. Hate that happened to you.
it happens. Yep.
It does.
That is literally shitty.
But
Right.
Yeah, to move along here, away from Texas and the mask conversation. Kevin, you texted me something about workflow. Can you elaborate on that?
All right. I'm in a transition stage on like kind of decision making on what I want to do at my job. And I wasn't gonna go that much into it, but it's like what I want to be. Like, do I want to move up or stay where I'm at? And it's one of those things to where there's an opportunity there that I can take, but it's gonna be a lot of sacrifice at the home level. You know what I'm saying?
at the home level,
Yeah, it'll be a lot of sacrifice at the home level.
Can you
because
elaborate on the sacrifices at least?
So it's like it'd obviously be like a second shift type thing, but it'd be better pay in the position that I always wanted, right? But I would miss out on a lot of like that final Olivia stage. You know what I'm saying? So
don't do it.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. It's like,
Agree.
like I know it's gonna rock this, but I know this is the easiest way for me to, get what I want. But it's one of those things to where it's two pills. You gotta take one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of money though when it comes to your kids.
Right.
And
Right.
That's always been one of my things with my jobs. Like, I've been straight up about it. Like, look, if my kid has something going on, I will. If you're talking to me, I'll walk away. Like,
Yeah.
I get that text message, I'll say, I'll see you.
Yeah.
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 Right. But it's also one of those things that I think regardless, I'm gonna regret something.
You will.
On both ends, both sides.
I
I'm going. The big word is regret, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
every other day I'm gonna say something about it.
So you will never have this opportunity at work again.
Yes, no, maybe so. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I'm willing to. I'm more willing to bet on myself that something else will open up than to, I guess, lose quality time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get at.
If you're weighing it out, right? Like, it's like I'd rather bet on myself because, like, I know I'm still gonna be good. You know what I'm saying at this job, like, so something that will eventually happen, or it may be better, like, because that's what happened before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lost a position or made another decision based on what was happening, and it ended up being a blessing in disguise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
like, you gotta kind of look at that too. But like, I've always been taught too that like the Lord put His blessing in front of you, like you gotta grab it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's
but
just,
I mean,
it's just weighing.
dude, it's tough. I mean, it's anytime, because especially as a man, you always want to do better. You always want to progress. You always want to make more. You're the provider, right? You want to feel that way, and But man, dude, like if you're gonna be missing all of her volleyball games and missing the important dances or the you're not in the photos,
Right.
you don't want that.
Right.
And I mean, it's tough because it's like it doesn't mean you're if you do take the job, doesn't mean you're going to be a bad dad. You're gonna find ways, right? You're gonna find ways to connect. You may have to watch some games through video, but you're gonna watch some games through video.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there's no doubt in my mind. You're not. It's not you're going to neglect her, and in a way, you are doing it to better yourself and better your future. Now, is there a way? Is there a way to get that position without those hours, or do you have to work?
Well, I don't really know. I'm just sizing it up right now. Like, so I don't know. Like, I also thought about just interviewing, and if they offered, see what you know what I'm saying? Check it out.
Maybe you can have a conversation like, hey,
Right.
my family's everything. Can we have if my kid has a volleyball game, is there a way?
Oh yeah, and I mean, I know you get enough time off, and like I could plan around it, but like, and it's not just that. Like, it would be more difficult to balance just everything because it would just be like, all right, count me out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would be no help.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, you're not gonna be happy. You're like, okay, you got a new position. You might be making some more money. You got a better title, but like, that's it, dude. Like that's all. Then your other side of your life is you're asleep when they're awake, and you're not there, dude. Like I think in the end, you would regret it. I really do, and I think something else. Olivia needs 5 to 10 more years in your house. He's 4. Like 4 years, 42 days, and 16 hours.
Yeah, because I kind of look at it like that too. Like, like I mean,
but you're never gonna want that shift. You're never gonna want that shift.
Right.
Like you're not. So, I don't know because I potentially might have an opportunity with Eli Lilly, and I'm doing the same thing because it's this like it's 6 a.m. to 6. We talked about it before. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for 3 days, and then I'm off for 3 days, I think, and then I work 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. 3 days in a row. So my schedule
that kind of work though.
Well,
it's only 3 days.
Yeah, but like
you sacrificed for that long.
When I went and interviewed the first time, like it was one of the number one questions. They're like, you do understand what the shift is, and you do understand that it is difficult. Like your sleep schedule is going to be jacked up. And then you think about me trying to sleep with a daycare going on at home during the day. It's the same. It's the same boat, dude. Look, I was kind of in your situation with I had a job offer for Royal Spa. Was selling hot tubs, which I actually thought I kind of would have liked because it was one of those you come to me and I just sell you the product, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as I talk,
say you like it because you worked at Chili's.
Like, you just have to throw that in there like every episode.
Every time I can slide
it in. But yeah, like, he told me, you're probably not getting home till like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. You're gonna have to work the weekends. And I was coaching Ella in basketball, or as actually softball at this time, I think. And I was just like, no, dude. I was like, there's no way. I was like, I'm not giving up coaching. Like, I would rather coach than, whatever, just being with the kids. So, but it's tough, man. I mean, look, there's a lot of great men before you that's done it, on the different shifts. So there's obviously, you can do it, but I don't know, man. I mean, do you think it's something that if you wait it out, other opportunities are going to pop up, or is it kind of one of those like, this is my next move?
It's opportunity. Let's put it like that. It's opportunity, but I am confident in betting on myself. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait, betting on yourself what? That something else is going to open up?
Yeah, for me in particular. You get what I'm saying? Like if it was something else, but like I know my job there, and I know that I'm not gonna look good there until they hear this podcast. But you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I can bet on myself still and be all right. Regardless, like I feel like I still got that in my back pocket.
Yeah. Well, and listen, if they're willing to give you the promotion, it's because they already like you and they trust you and they know what kind of worker you are, right? Yeah. So, like Richard said, you go to them and just be honest and just say, "Listen, that's a job I really want to do, but those hours affects my home life, and I got to be there. I'm the man of the house, So,
right.
I think every employee is gonna, respect that too.
Oh yeah. And I was gonna say something. Oh. My old boss actually did the Lilly thing. He had to wait it out for like 2 hours before getting the normal shift. So, if it was one of those things where,
he did the 12.
He did it for 2 years, and then they put him on a normal shift.
Really?
So it was like sacrifice for. So it's one of those things that's like if that was like different, like could I make it work for a little bit? Like if it's a time thing, like. I would be more willing, but if it's like I don't know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of different. It's tough, dude. Oh yeah,
it's tough.
Yep.
Well, good luck to you, man.
Yep, we'll see what's up.
What's Amy want you to do?
Do what you want to do, but that sounds like that's like a grave that says like that's what my grave's gonna say. Hey, do what you want to do.
You finally did what you wanted to do, and she capped you, bro.
Do what you want to do. Says on it. You never make the right decision. You know what I'm saying? It's literally one of those things that you are damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. Well, look, this is what I say.
You gotta take which one is the best balance.
This is what else I say. If you're happy now, you're happy, right? Yeah. Like don't. When there's that doubt of like, dude, I really think this is going to affect my family. This is going to affect my quality time with my kid or whatever. Like, I think the answer is there, but I get it though. I get it.
It is life, man.
Yep. Well, let's move on to something else important. Dr. Seuss got canceled today. Is that what I'm hearing?
He didn't get canceled.
Dr. Seuss is on
what's this about?
Let's put this in perspective. He didn't get canceled. The company that owns Dr. Seuss pulled 6 of his books.
Which ones? Hold on. Let's hold on. Let's see if my book is
hang on
this list.
I can pull it up.
So why did they pull the books?
It had to do with the illustrations. For instance, there was a page that had an Asian man that was yellow, slanted eyes.
I know what book that is. Yeah, is that the place?
Well,
all the places you go or something? Yeah.
Okay, let me guess. There was a book with a black guy in there.
Yeah, there.
I mean,
well, with some features, very. Yeah. Yeah.
Red fish, blue fish, two fish, no fish.
So I mean that's so what? So go ahead.
Yeah. So Dr. Seuss Enterprises said Tuesday it will no longer publish 6 of Seuss's books because of the portray people in ways that are hurtful and wrong. Ceasing sales of these books is only part of our commitment in our broader plan to ensure Dr. Seuss's catalog represents and supports all communities and families. Dr. Seuss Enterprises listened and took feedback from our audiences, including teachers, academics, and specialists in the field as part of our review process. We then worked with a panel of experts, including educators, to review our catalog of titles.
We're talking about Dr. Seuss. You know these books.
Okay, so here are the books.
See you, Everly.
Let me know if you know any of them. I only knew one of them.
Okay.
The first one is "And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street."
Yeah, classic.
"If I Ran the Zoo." That's the one I know. Mick Elligott's Pool. "On Beyond Zebra."
Zebra one I might know. Go ahead.
"Scrambled Egg Super." And "The Cat's Quizzer."
So Now, is there a reason why each one, or was this something like you said the publisher decided to do because they were like, "Hey, some people might find this offensive," or did somebody speak out against them?
Fire Gina Carano.
So there's a whole blurb here.
Yeah.
That says why these books. Dr. Seuss's books have been criticized in recent years for having racist undertones. For example, And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street mentions a character who is described as Chinese, has 2 lines for eyes, carries chopsticks and a bowl of rice, and wears Japanese-style shoes. If I Ran the Zoo has 2 male characters who are said to be from Africa and are shown shirtless, shoeless, and wearing grass skirts as they carry an exotic animal. Outside of his books, the author's personal legacy has come into question too. Seuss wrote an entire minstrel show in college and performed as the main character in full blackface. So I guess there's a couple.
Blackface Dr. Seuss, man. I love the Green Eggs and Ham, man.
This was like 1920s and 30s.
Oh yeah.
Talking about here. So I think there's a couple things. I think first of all, if you were to Google Dr. Seuss racist picture, there's far worse pictures that Dr. Seuss drew than this. So if you were just to Google it in general, I'm actually surprised that they're just not canceling Dr. Seuss in general.
Really?
When is it fair to like situate stuff with the times, right? Like,
I think if I could, I'm sorry, Kevin, to interrupt you. I think the difference here between this and other things that we have seen is that the books are being read to kids.
Yeah, right now. Yeah,
I think that's really the only thing I'm like, okay, we shouldn't probably show a kid a picture of an Asian guy with slanty eyes, yellow, and carrying in, it's.
But then again, like those books are like character drawings, right? I mean, it's not like they're really trying to sketch out an Asian guy, right? I mean, they're just showing little.
They technically are, but how do you draw an Asian guy? Like that's
how you draw an American?
Like how do you draw a white guy? How do you draw a black guy? You get what I'm saying? Are we just like done? Like, are we just purple people?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where you have to be careful when it comes to kids, and
I get it.
Okay.
But it's not like they're canceling Dr. Seuss. They're not. You're never gonna.
I know.
It's just these books that they said, look, there are illustrations in here that may be a problem. So let's just. And my thing too was that when I had a conversation with some other friends about this, was why not just redo the illustrations?
Yeah.
Or just not say anything because no one's paying attention to a book from the. When did you say it was like really old?
Well, that's the other things that people have noticed, and they brought it to their. And this isn't something they just decided overnight. Apparently, from what I read, this is something that they've been mulling over for years. They've carefully looked over the entire catalog and said, okay, look, these 6 books in general can be a problem, and so this was the decision that was made over time,
right?
And
which probably all major companies have done that. Like Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head got scared and he was like, let's make a third one.
The NFL, the Washington team. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah. It's like everybody is. But okay, so I guess my thing is like, how much of it is being way too sensitive compared to like, hey, we've kind of been doing this for umpteen years, and in all reality, it is a little bit racist, whether if you're meaning to do it or not. Like it's discriminating against, right? But like to me, it's just like if he never put an Asian person in his book or a black person in his book, now somebody would be criticizing him for never putting an Asian person or a black person in his book. The books are too white. Yeah, the books are too white, right? So it's just this. This is where I get irritated, kind of with the whole Gina Carano thing we were talking about last week, right? It's just like dude, like, and at least they're not getting canceled, but it's just another example of, like, I don't know, like who's making the noise is my question. Who's making the noise?
People that have time during COVID. like.
But then it becomes a bit.
There's a difference. Like I feel like the Gina Carano thing is like a difference. Like But like when you get to like, hey, these Lions are offended because they're Detroit Lions and they're from Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
You got to go.
you know,
degrees.
yeah.
Like
There's
like
degrees
Bill
of it.
Burr. That's what
Right.
Bill Burr was saying. I don't know if you guys listened to the Bill Burr podcast where he was talking about Gina Carano. And he's kind of the same, field. I mean, look, I don't think she should have been canceled. Blake doesn't.
Right.
From what I understand, Kevin doesn't either. My only thing was that she did it to herself. But, even he was like, people are starting to stretch a little bit too much for me. And that's kind of what Bill
Can't say anything.
He's like,
Can't
I
have an
knew
opinion.
her. He said he knew her personally. Like he was on the show with her and she was the nicest, sweetest person he'd ever met. And it's like, I don't think she intended to do that. I think she just made a poor decision in words. And I don't think she should have been fired for it. And I agree, with that.
Like there's blatant disrespect and then there's like this vagueness. I feel like people are getting caught up in this vagueness more than anything. And to me, if I'm a celebrity or like somebody in power doing something, like, don't ask me anything. Like, because I'm not going to give you an opinion on anything.
Well,
like, for real.
And that's the problem, though, is that, like, everybody wants to give their perspective because it's their perspective, right? Like, all three of us have a totally different perspective on life simply by the way we were raised, our parents, our upbringing, people we've met, whatever, right? So it's like, if you ask me my perspective and you don't agree with it, so now you're going to be mad at me and cancel me, right? Or not listen to me or whatever. So it's like, hold on, that was just one perspective, man. Like, I'm deeper than this. There's more to me than this one opinion.
9 times out of 10, you ask me for my opinion.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just
it's like the NBA stuff we were talking about earlier, like the politics stuff. Hey,
bring that up. Talk
all right,
a little.
So
set that up.
I don't know the guy's name. It's like Zalatan or whatever, right?
He's a soccer player.
Player. I don't know because I don't watch soccer like that, but he looks like the Zohan dude, Adam Sandler. That's what it reminds me of. So he's going off, basically saying, "Hey, athletes shouldn't have opinions. We should be making people happy doing athletic stuff." I mean, I kind of have this like, I walk with a thin line on that because there's different levels of athletes, right? Because like,
hold on.
You can call LeBron an athlete, but like I think that he's more than that athlete. He's probably one of the lead voices of the Black community right now. You know what I'm saying?
Because he came from it.
Yeah, because he came from it, and it's that status that he has. Like, it used to be like when I was growing up, like Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. That's what you see on talking on TV for the Black community. Now it's transitioned to these famous people, these people that's been more successful, like the Diddy's and the Jay-Z's, the people that have been around, and they're kind of making more decisions because they've been in business stuff, and like that's okay. It's just transition instead of to politics and religion to entertainers, right?
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that. So it's like you got to know your ranking. So like he's going off about that, and
so I think the main point of the soccer player was let the politicians talk politics. You guys talk sports.
Yeah.
Basically the same old thing where they say stay in your own lane.
Right.
And then Jeremy Lin said, "Do you have it, Richard? What Jeremy Lin said?"
No, I don't. What did Jeremy?
Oh, I thought
so Jeremy Lin ended up saying on something, they were like, basically he said, "You don't ask me my opinion when I'm donating money to the communities, and we're building schools, and we're creating stuff in the community. We're supporting Black communities, Asian communities. Enes Kanter is actually going through politics stuff. They wanted him dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His country wanted him dead. So you don't ask me for that. Like, because to me, you can actually call people like LeBron and Kyrie community activists. They give so much money to the community and build communities. Should they not have an opinion?
Right. Well, I think the whole thing goes to, how can you, well, I'm kind of playing it out in my head, but like there's part of you that says like, why should LeBron James have an opinion? Why should Jay-Z have it? He's just a musician. He's just a basketball player. He's just an actor. He's just right. But it's just like part of me, I mean, those people are just like you and I, they're just famous, right? Like I'd almost rather have their opinion on what's really going on than a politician, because I just feel like there's something tied to it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Well, like one of them said, they earned their way. Like they earned that status. I think it was Kyrie. They earned that status, and they're given to the community more than top, famous people and actors and other things, right?
Yeah.
They're actually in the field. Like this is what was my deal like 10 years ago. Hey, you guys want to talk all this crap, but you guys aren't doing anything for the community. They're doing stuff for the community.
Exactly.
So how can you argue?
And in all reality, for someone to go at LeBron, you can disagree with what he says. That's fine. But you're literally taking a dude that came from the ghetto. Now, granted, he had basketball to get him out of it. But not only did he use that platform, but he's kept his nose clean. And he took his friends that he went to school with and brought them along and made them businessmen. I mean, he really did. He not only helped his own brotherhood, you know what I'm saying, but like you said, he has given so much to the black community. It just, and look, and there's some things that he does that drives us all crazy, but I think, in the end, he genuinely cares for people and he seems to be a good guy. And, he is using his platform, but everyone's using their platform right
That's
now.
one thing I'll say about LeBron James is that in the day of social media where everybody is scrutinized for everything, there's
the most vulnerable.
There's very little you can really scrutinize him for. You can nitpick things here or there, but for the most part, in terms of just, being a good person, I've never seen anything
from the age of 16.
Yeah, I've never.
I mean, look at how many people that go through Hollywood at a young age and end up jacked up.
Drugs.
This dude's involved in his kids' lives. He's, just
athletes in general. You don't even need to put Hollywood into the mix. You know what I mean? Like,
right?
Athletes in general that, are somehow almost always mired in controversy for some reason or another. Whether we have LeBron, Michael Jordan, or Kobe Bryant had some things with being accusations. Nothing.
Listen, it's got to be hard.
Yeah.
To not have anything on you, right? I mean, everyone knows you. Everyone's looking to think about what how much money a photographer could make. Seeing a picture of LeBron with a mistress or hitting his kid, whatever, something stupid. I mean, anything to defame him, and there's nothing. And the other person, but I actually heard that he was a little bit of a womanizer, which doesn't shock me, is Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
But I guess he kind of that was his thing though. He was really, I don't know if he was paying off people, but he controlled the media and what was written about him. And listen, maybe it's smart. Maybe LeBron's taken some of that,
Right.
Maybe someone has had dirt on him and he's just like, here's $5 million. You keep your mouth shut.
And maybe he had a picture.
Yeah. So
hey, he is a flopper though.
He is a flopper.
Oh, he's a flopper.
All time flopper.
Dude, I mean, he's definitely not the only one, but boy, when he gets caught, he gets caught.
Yeah. But I do think that's unfair for people to say in these times because these guys are brands. These guys aren't just athletes anymore. These guys,
and they know that.
These guys, they are brands now. There's no more just athletes. They build brands.
They are.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
They are major brands.
Yeah. Today's athlete is a whole different beast.
And especially nowadays, that probably helps keep their nose clean. Because let's be honest, we don't really hear much about the NBA for the most part, right? I mean, can't tell you the last real bad scandal or beating of a woman or anything. Not that I can think of, anyways. So
these guys are getting smarter.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And no more drug, not a lot of more drugs thing. And there used to be, I remember the Pacers was on the news every night for club fights. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Well, and look, and some of that could be because of videos, because of cameras, because of So a lot of players are
Cameras
like,
everywhere, yeah.
we can't go there, we can't go to that club, we can't do that because of this and that. Yeah, so
So there are two things. Like the first thing is, I'm pretty certain they're probably put through some sort of course or class in terms of like
Probably better training now, yeah.
social aptitude in terms of what you do, what you don't do. But the second thing is, and I hear a lot of this, and I don't want to bring up wrestling per se, but a lot of people talk about this kind of thing in wrestling, and they say the reason is because these guys go back to their hotel rooms and just play video games. Like they play Call of Duty with each other like all night, so they're not going to the clubs, they're not doing drugs.
Yeah, it's all different.
Because they're gaming all night,
And a lot of the teams keep an older player or a couple older players to mentor and keep the younger players out of trouble.
Yeah.
So it's like almost having like that extra coach with you in the hotel room, kind of chaperoning you, making sure that you're doing the right things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which is a smart idea.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up one other thing, and it's sports, but not sports heavy, was the conversation that people seem to be having about putting Kobe Bryant on the NBA logo.
I've only seen like Kyrie said it, but I have not clicked on any of it. What fill me in on that.
So I mean, ESPN had a pretty lengthy conversation about it. And it's basically just, why is Jerry West on the logo? Like,
right?
Why not somebody like Kyrie's point was like, why not a black person, basically? Which I don't necessarily agree with that point per se, but it's like, but why Jerry West? And I kind of agree with like, why Jerry West? Why not we put Jordan or fine. Like if I woke up tomorrow and heard, hey, they changed the NBA logo to Kobe Bryant, I'd say, oh, cool, whatever,
cool.
I wouldn't care. But I think if it's a conversation to be had, why Kobe Bryant? And I mean, look, is
it never going to be good enough? Because some people are going to be like, well, why not Michael Jordan?
Hey, hold on, listen.
Brought up.
Listen, here's the bottom line. If Kobe Bryant was alive, they wouldn't say that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right? That's the bottom line. It's always been Jordan. I mean, I would say
Jordan wants it, does he? Jordan doesn't want it.
Right. What's he gonna do? The Jumpman logo that's already a logo. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ask a lot of people that have been watching basketball forever, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird are the ones that saved the NBA, followed by Jordan.
Yeah,
so So in a way, it would be cool if they changed it every so many years to represent
who the face is, right?
Yeah.
But like then
that's tough.
Like why keep it's like why keep changing it? To me it's like this. Why keep changing it and why change it now?
You know what's so funny? Hold on. You know what's so funny? It's a blank outline of something.
That's what I'm saying.
And we're saying
it could be me.
It's Jerry West.
It is Jerry West.
It is Jerry West. It's not
but in reality it's just a little out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's really not that important. Yeah, like Blake was saying, like, why change it? Like, it's not offensive, right?
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of a slap in the face of Jerry West because everyone's like, "Hold on, why is it Jerry West
Jerry for?"
Why hate on Jerry for? Right?
I guess Jerry's had this asked before, and he's all for it. Like, I guess it was more like someone asked him about what if in like 10 years they replaced you with LeBron James, and he was like, that's cool. I don't think he cares. But my other thing is, why does it have to just be one player on the logo? Why can't you have or just Magic Johnson and Kobe Bryant?
Why does it have to be a player at all? Yeah,
exactly.
Just NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I would like if I'm a company, I'm like, I have to change all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that never changes is the NBA.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I could put a basketball goal as the logo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. Sometimes
that's one of those weird things that
sometimes I think they change on purpose to sell more stuff.
Well, that's
more merchandise.
Especially jerseys. That's the smartest. That's the smartest thing the NBA has done is changing up those jerseys all the time. You got all these fans buying the new hot jersey from whoever. I don't do it, but
who started that, right?
Miami?
Apple started that crap.
Did they really?
How?
Dude,
What
with
do you
all
mean?
different plugs and the peripherals and all that. You want the new iPhone,
Yeah.
buy all these
Yeah.
three
It's the
different
same
things.
thing. We just changed
It's
it
the
up a
same
little bit. Yeah.
rotation. And then so
Yeah.
other people learn from them. They're like, hey, we don't need to put out the same jersey every week. We could wear the Hickory jerseys and sell something
And
different.
sell them, and then sell T-shirts. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just, oh man, so many ways to make money. Meanwhile, I'm underneath trailers on a daily basis.
Hey,
What are you doing?
I got one last
Checking the
thing.
brakes for
Got
some
it.
reason because I'm a mechanic.
What's Izzy gonna do this weekend?
Dude, I've been dying to. I just pulled up the card. You all, if you don't know, this week's UFC is insane. Have you got a babysitter for your daughter yet, Kevin?
Nope.
Bro, how you gonna miss this?
Me illegally streaming it.
Come on, dude. Come to that place. It ain't the same without you. Yeah, man. It's, 3 title fights. Dude, I am pumped. So you got Israel, Adesanya, however you say it, say his name. He's fighting Jan Blachowicz. This is the problem, people. I can't remember any of these people's names. They're so hard to pronounce. But
Right.
yeah, so that's gonna be interesting to see if he can. He's going up to 205 to try to get
Right.
the double belt.
Right.
So yeah,
So
I'm pumped, man.
I'm gonna tell you why this is so groundbreaking. You got a GOAT that's there that has never done this, that has never switched weight classes.
He
So
just
if Izzy
did.
but if Izzy is successful, he's doing something that John Jones has never done yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is what making this so special. And John Jones is hating this right now.
But you know what I don't like is that he kind of moved up after John moved up.
It's smart. There's nothing in that division.
Yeah,
What
but
builds your brand better?
if he wants to fight John, he should have fought
got
John
the
while
belt.
he was still
He's got
there.
the belt. John can come down. John's not there. John's suspended.
John Jones?
Yeah, he's
John Jones
suspended.
John Jones wouldn't go down to 185 to fight him.
No, he can come down. He can come down to 205. He's still 205 pounds.
I know.
He
My
just can't
point
fight.
is, my point is, why is he now just? I think he thinks he can beat this guy, and he's like, okay. I listened to an interview.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's smart though. It's
no
smart
different than
because you're taking the opportunity. Jones is not really there, but people are going to intermingle your name in that.
Oh, he knows.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
he's
the
coming
smartest
for
thing
him.
ever. Because people are already saying he's the GOAT at middleweight right now over Anderson.
Hey, you know what? So Anderson Silva was one of the most unstoppable. He was so fun to watch. But when you lose, you realize he has not won a fight since losing the belt. No, he won one
like
decision.
12 times, like 12
It's
times.
8. It's 8. I think it's 8.
It feels
yeah.
like 12.
So-
It's so bad.
and with USADA's testing, so he's gone downhill. So to me, he's almost out of the picture now, as far as it go. I mean,
It just
you
makes
did what
you look worse. It's like when Chuck started losing. Like, was this guy that good? Like, it's like
yeah, that's
it's
tough.
like a 2-month window, and all of a sudden, but it's like when these guys just start getting knocked out, they lose something anyway.
You got to think each one of these fighters probably has 2 to 3 years at the most to really, dude,
to have a prime.
Yeah. But, I will say this, though. Like, I really enjoyed watching the careers of, like, people like Dustin Poirier, however you say his last name, fighters like that, even Donald Cerrone, like, just watching, like, all these ups and downs and how they grow and how they barely lost this fight. If they would have won this fight, they could have fought for the title. And, like, I don't know, especially when you listen to them in interviews, like, it really is a fascinating sport. Like, you're signing a dotted line to go step in the cage with another human being that's trained to kill you and vice versa. And you got to dodge, the bullets at the right time. So when these guys go undefeated in these sports, it's impressive. So, but yeah, man. So yeah, it's a good card, dude. And then that Peter Yan and Aljamain Sterling, that fight's gonna be good too. That I don't know if you know much about those guys, but that fight's gonna be killer too.
It's funny. It's still like, and we hate John Jones so much. There's still like 3 more fights that you would like to see him? You like to see him versus Izzy, Francis?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Francis,
Stipe,
like he still has money.
Derek Lewis.
Yeah,
Derek Lewis, who just
he would. John Jones would tear him up.
God.
Like he would tear him
he's
up.
too fast. He's too fast. I'm
yeah,
curious.
he'd
I'm
tear
real.
him up, but-
Brendan Schaub says that he goes, trust me, John Jones destroyed heavyweights when I trained with him. He's like, this guy is special. So we'll see. But there's a prime thing too, man. Has John Jones, is he in his prime? Is he eventually the dude's gonna start going downhill? But I don't know, man.
He's gonna be like LeBron.
Hey, he could be. I mean, yeah, he took so many years off with suspensions.
He should be the healthiest guy out there.
For real, he's got the most rest. So, anyways,
the women's championship, right, is also the third title.
Yeah, but Megan Anderson's probably going to get her face destroyed by Amanda. Dude, Amanda's sick.
I saw a picture of her with both belts, and they had two goats on each side. I'm like,
yeah. She they had a baby. She's actually a lesbian. Her girlfriend's her I guess wife, whatever she is a fighter too. But
here we go getting in that Dr. Seuss region. The Dr. Seuss area.
All I know is she's a mom now somehow. So
yeah, there you go.
Congratulations, Amanda. I don't really know how it worked, but hey, they got a kid now. So
yeah,
they adopted. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, actually, her girlfriend had it, so
sort of or something like that.
Yeah. There you go. So, anyways.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right, boys. Did we cover everything? Was there anything else?
Yeah. No, Mr. Potato Head. No Dr. Seuss. No Two Hunts.
No what?
No, we're canceling everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We didn't talk about rap music. That's okay. We can always talk about rap music.
Oh yeah, that's right. Richard and I started talking about rap, and then we were like, we'll save it. But Eminem dropped a new album.
Another one?
How old is he? He's our age, actually. No. He's almost 50.
He's a little older.
Yeah, he's 10 years older than us.
Did you say almost 50?
He's almost 50, yeah.
Eminem is almost 50.
And I only
seen
know
Method Man was 50. Turned 50 the other day.
Really? Dude, we getting old.
We are
Snoop
old,
Dogg's
man.
like 95.
Yeah. In dog years.
I see what you did there. Well played.
Yeah.
Let's see. Eminem. Let me get an age. Born 1972, 48 years old. Be 49 this year.
There you go.
Oh, man.
I remember his first album dropped. I was like a junior in high school.
Yeah. God, he was so hot. I mean, just everything he put out was just fire.